Thunder rumbles, rain falls heavily. Narrator soft, emotional, the wedding bells were supposed to ring for Sophie Miller. Instead, all she heard was silence. A bouquet slipped from her trembling hands as the man she thought she'd marry ran away. Visuals, empty church. A woman in a wheelchair wearing a torn wedding gown sits alone. The candles flicker out. Narrator, she was different. Not because of her chair, but because of her courage to love even after life took her legs in an accident 2 years ago. Sophie whispers, trembling, was I never enough, even in white? Narrator, her phone buzzed her fiancé's final message, I can't do this. I deserve a normal life. Tears rolled down her cheeks. And just like that, Sophie became the bride no one waited for. Scene 2, The Stranger in the Rain. SFX, car engine stops, rain fades. Narrator, across the street, Ethan Cole, a single dad and the CEO of a billion-dollar tech firm, had just left his late-night meeting. He didn't plan to stop, until he saw her, a woman in a soaked wedding dress, stranded in her wheelchair by the church gates. Ethan calling out, "Hey! Are you okay? Do you need help?" Sophie weak smile, "Just leave me." Everyone else did. Narrator, something in her voice, broke him. Ethan knew pain too well. His wife had died 3 years ago, leaving him with a daughter who still asked why mommy never came back. Ethan gently, "Look, I don't know what happened, but no one deserves to sit in the rain like this. Come on. Let me help." Sophie bitter laugh, "You can't fix broken people." Ethan, "Maybe not. But I can offer a ride and a dry blanket." Scene 3, The Drive. Narrator, inside the car, Sophie stared out the window, clutching her wet dress. Ethan glanced at her. She looked fragile, yet strong. The silence between them felt heavy, but not uncomfortable. Ethan softly, "What's your name?" "Sophie, Sophie. Sophie Miller, or at least I was supposed to be." "Ethan, I'm Ethan. Ethan Cole. And that little tornado sleeping in the back seat, that's Lily." Sophie turns back, whispers, "She's beautiful." Ethan smiling, "She gets that from her mom." Narrator, Sophie's eyes softened. There it was, a man still healing too. Scene 4, A Warm Home. Visuals, Ethan's modern home. A cozy fire burns. Lily runs in with a blanket. Lily innocently, "Daddy, who's the princess?" Ethan smiling, "She's our guest, sweetheart." Lily grinning, "Wow, you look like a princess." Narrator warmly, "For the first time in hours," Sophie smiled. No one had called her that in years. And in that small voice, she felt seen again. Sophie teary, "Thank you, Lily. You're very kind." Lily, "Do you want cocoa? Daddy makes the best one." Ethan laughs, "Hey, that's supposed to be our secret recipe." Narrator, the night filled with soft laughter, something Ethan hadn't heard since his wife's funeral. Something about Sophie brought warmth back into their home. Scene 5, New Beginnings. Visuals, morning light filters through the windows. Sophie sits by the window as Lily brushes her doll's hair. Narrator, the next morning, Ethan offered to drive Sophie to a rehabilitation center, but she refused. Sophie, "I'll figure it out. I always do." Ethan, "Then maybe I can hire you." Sophie surprised, "Hire me for what?" Ethan, "You were an event planner before, right? My company needs someone to organize our annual gala." Sophie hesitant, "Ethan, I can't even walk properly. Ethan firmly, you don't need to walk to lead, Sophie. You just need to show up. Narrator, and so, the abandoned bride became the backbone of a billionaire's company and a part of his small family's life. Scene 6, The Journey of Healing. Visuals, montage, Sophie in her wheelchair giving instructions at the office, Lily bringing her flowers, Ethan watching proudly. Narrator, weeks turned into months. Sophie's strength amazed everyone but none more than Ethan. He admired how she turned every pain into purpose. Ethan to his friend, she's not broken. She's the strongest person I've ever met. Narrator, and every night, Lily would drag Sophie to read bedtime stories. The house once haunted by silence was now filled with laughter. Scene 7, The Gala Night. SFX, crowd chatter, soft music. Narrator, 6 months later, the company gala glimmered with lights. Sophie, dressed in a silver gown, rolled in gracefully, her confidence outshining everyone. Employee whispering, "Isn't that the girl who was abandoned at her wedding?" Another, "Yeah, and now she's the reason this event even exists." Narrator, Ethan stood on stage, giving his speech. Then, his voice softened as he looked toward her. Ethan into mic, "Tonight's success belongs to someone who reminded me that strength isn't measured by what you've lost but by how you rise again. Sophie, thank you, for showing me how to live again." Crowd, applause. Sophie tearfully, whispering, "You saved me, Ethan." Ethan walking up to her, "No, Sophie. You saved me first." Scene 8, The Confession. Visuals, after the gala. Quiet rooftop under the stars. Sophie, I used to think no one could ever love me like this again. Ethan gently, then let me prove you wrong. Narrator, he knelt beside her chair, not out of pity but love. The man who had lost everything found home, in the woman who thought she had none. Ethan softly, I don't care about your past, Sophie. I care about our future. Sophie smiling through tears, you're crazy. Ethan grinning, only about you. Scene 9, 1 year later. Visuals, bright morning. Lily runs around a garden, Sophie tending flowers in her chair. Ethan joins them. Narrator, 1 year later, their home was louder, warmer, alive. Sophie didn't just walk again in therapy, she soared. Lily hugging Sophie, Mommy, look. The butterflies came back. Sophie tearful, yes, sweetheart. They always do. Narrator softly, she was no longer the abandoned bride, she was a mother, a leader, a woman who proved that broken beginnings can still lead to beautiful tomorrows. Final scene, closing message. Visuals, family walking toward sunset. Gentle piano music. Narrator uplifting, sometimes life breaks us, so love can rebuild us stronger. Sometimes a stranger in the rain becomes the reason you believe again. And when someone says, wow, you look like a princess. Maybe, just maybe, they see the crown you earned through pain.